What's up, Spotlight fam? Get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely insane today, and we've got the updates you need to know. The world is moving at warp speed, and if you blink, you might miss something huge. From shocking celebrity comebacks and bizarre digital stunts, we're covering it all. You're about to get the inside scoop on stories that are making waves and sparking conversations everywhere. This isn't just news, it's the pulse of what's happening right now. We're diving into the wild world of Will Smith and his latest, head-scratching move that's got everyone talking. Next up, we're getting a bit meta as we explore how Will Smith is directly addressing the buzz around his recent activities with a response that's as creative as it is controversial. This story is all about how artists are navigating the digital age and responding to public perception. You won't want to miss this take on modern media. Then, we're rewinding the clock to explore one of Hollywood's most tantalizing what-ifs. Imagine a world where a legendary actor took on an iconic role. What would have changed? We're unpacking the decisions, the impact, and the ripple effects of a casting choice that almost was. This is a deep dive into the paths not taken in the film industry. And finally, we're circling back to the present with another look at a celebrity's clever response to public scrutiny, this time focusing on the brilliant PR strategy that might just save a brand. Get ready for insights that are both entertaining and illuminating. Don't miss a second, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Will Smith's digital doppelganger drama. Will Smith is doubling down, and this time, he's bringing the AI-generated chaos with him. After facing a tidal wave of criticism for allegedly using artificial intelligence to inflate the crowd size at his concerts, the actor and rapper has decided to lean in, troll his critics, and post a new, utterly bizarre clip that's got the internet buzzing. This move isn't just a response. It's a statement, a defiant middle finger to the naysayers, wrapped in a digital package of pure absurdity. Smith recently embarked on a comeback tour in the music industry, a venture that, according to reports, hasn't exactly set the charts ablaze. His album, based on a true story, reportedly struggled to gain traction, with sales figures that have raised eyebrows. Amidst this musical lukewarm reception, the controversy surrounding his concert footage erupted. A video shared on Instagram, ostensibly from one of his performances, showed Smith hyping up a crowd, but eagle-eyed fans quickly noticed something amiss. The audience, initially appearing normal, seemed to morph into strange, almost human-animal hybrids, specifically, cats with human bodies in a blink-and-you'll-miss-it digital illusion. Smith himself captioned this spectacle with a tongue-in-cheek, "Crowd was poppin' tonight," clearly acknowledging the AI accusations with a wink and a nudge. This isn't the first time Smith has found himself in the AI spotlight. Just last month, he shared another clip that fans accused of being AI-enhanced to make his concert crowds appear larger than they were in reality. The backlash was swift, with fans calling the use of AI tragic for someone of his stature and wealth and urging him to retire from performing. Some critics saw his latest AI-infused video as a desperate attempt to cover his tracks, with one commenter stating, "Nah, you got caught using AI on the first one and tried to come up with this. You in fact are acting bizarre, Mr. Action Star." Others felt his time in the public eye was over, advising him to stay away. However, not everyone is slamming the move. Some fans appreciate his playful approach, with one commenting, "I love the way Will handles these haters Elmau." This dichotomy in fan reaction highlights the fine line artists walk when engaging with digital manipulation and public perception. The wider context of Smith's career adds another layer to this narrative. After a nearly two-decade hiatus from releasing music, his return with Based on a True Story was met with mixed results. Despite featuring big names like his son Jaden Smith, Big Sean, and Teyana Taylor, the album reportedly sold a mere 36 digital downloads and 268 physical copies in its first week in the UK, failing to even chart on the Billboard 200 in the US. This commercial underperformance has been compounded by reports of significant financial pressure, with Smith reportedly selling a Maryland mansion for $795,000 and listing another home for $2 million to manage mounting bills. The situation is further complicated by reports that he and his wife are living separately, though he continues to cover expenses for both residences. But is this AI spectacle just a bit of fun, Or is there a deeper message about how celebrities are using technology to shape their narrative? Stay tuned, because we're about to break down another fascinating response to the AI conversation. AI's catastrophic comeback, Will Smith's digital gambit. Will Smith is back in the digital arena, and he's responding to the AI controversy with a move that's as audacious as it is amusing. A new AI-generated video featuring his concert crowd transformed into cats. This isn't just a casual post. It's a calculated response to accusations that he artificially enhanced crowd footage for his recent UK tour, a tour that kicked off in Scarborough and hit major cities like London, Manchester, Cardiff, and Wolverhampton. Smith, who had initially remained silent amidst the growing buzz, even as bands like Green Day playfully taunted him with their own un-AI-generated crowd shots, has now decided to address the situation head-on, albeit with a feline twist. The saga began before Smith even landed on UK shores. He released a promotional video on YouTube looking ahead to his tour dates, accompanied by the caption, "My favorite part of tour is seeing you all up close. Thank you for seeing me too." However, the very fans he was thanking noticed some peculiar details in the crowd shots: strangely misshapen hands, extra fingers, and even signs with misspelled phrases like FR6SHCRINCE. These anomalies quickly fueled speculation that the footage had been augmented with AI, a suspicion that was further amplified when the video was shared. The initial silence from Smith only intensified the debate, leaving many to wonder if he would acknowledge the accusations. His latest video, posted on his Instagram account, features him performing with a cool demeanor, only to reveal a crowd composed entirely of cat-headed individuals. The caption, "Crowd was poppin' tonight," is a clear, albeit unconventional, nod to the previous controversy. This move has been analyzed by experts like Jesse Glass, lead AI researcher at DecideAI, who explained that while AI detection is possible, it's complex and often requires access to the original models. Glass noted that viewer-identifiable characteristics in the clip, such as its length, movement patterns, lack of audio, and the expressions of the people, do lend credibility to the suspicion of AI augmentation. As a viewer, it shows several characteristics in the clips: their length, their movement, the lack of audio, and the people's expressions that lend strength to the suspicion that this reel was augmented with AI clips, Glass told Far Out. The public reaction to Smith's AI cat video has been divided. While some see it as a brilliant, humorous deflection and a sign of his willingness to laugh at himself, a crucial PR move when a brand is under fire, others in the creative community view it as insufficient. They argue that it glosses over a more significant issue: the potential trend of brands prioritizing AI over skilled human editors and the apparent lack of awareness regarding obvious AI indicators. This incident, they contend, doesn't reflect well on the broader implementation of AI in various applications, especially if major brands are making such visible missteps. Despite these concerns, the general consensus leans towards Smith's response being a successful, albeit unconventional, branding maneuver. It's a playful acknowledgement of a perceived blunder, aiming to smooth over the rough edges of the controversy and keep his public image intact. The question remains, however, whether this digital gambit will truly appease critics or merely add another layer to the ongoing narrative of AI in entertainment. But how did this AI brouhaha compare to a massive what-if in Will Smith's career that could have changed Hollywood forever? Get ready, because we're about to dive into a film decision that almost rewrote movie history. The Django crossroads, Will Smith's near miss with Tarantino's masterpiece. Imagine the year is 2011. Hollywood is abuzz with whispers about Quentin Tarantino's latest project, a revisionist Western set against the brutal backdrop of slavery, titled Django Unchained. The script, a potent blend of spaghetti Western tropes and unflinching social commentary, was circulating, and the search for its titular character was on. While Jamie Foxx would ultimately deliver a career-defining performance, it's a widely known industry secret that Tarantino's first choice, the actor he envisioned front and center, was none other than Will Smith. The potential casting was monumental: the global superstar, the Fresh Prince who conquered Hollywood, taking on a role in one of cinema's most daring narratives. But this wasn't just a close call. Smith was in serious talks, making this one of the biggest what-ifs in modern film history. The reasons behind his decision to ultimately pass on the role are as complex as they are revealing about Smith's own artistic and personal priorities at the time. By 2011, Will Smith was at the zenith of his powers. Having recently starred in massive hits like I Am Legend and Hancock, he possessed a box office draw that few could match. Pairing him with Tarantino, a director known for pushing boundaries and delivering critically acclaimed, commercially successful films, seemed like a match made in cinematic heaven. The collaboration promised not only a cultural event, but potentially Tarantino's most profitable film to date. However, as the summer of 2011 progressed, the casting landscape shifted. Jamie Foxx emerged as a strong contender, and the role of Django eventually went to him. But Smith wasn't simply overlooked. He actively chose to walk away from the project, a decision he has since reflected on in various interviews, offering a fascinating glimpse into his mindset as a major Hollywood player. Smith's primary hesitation stemmed from his perception of the character dynamics. He confessed to The Hollywood Reporter that he felt the script centered more on Dr. King Schultz, Christoph Waltz's German bounty hunter character, than on Django himself. I wanted to do Django, but I thought it was more about Schultz than Django. I needed to be the lead character, Smith explained. He even attempted to negotiate with Tarantino, suggesting, "No, Quentin, please, I need to kill the bad guy." Tarantino, however, was resolute in his vision, and Smith, unable to secure the narrative dominance he desired, respectfully declined. He later acknowledged the screenplay's genius but stated, "It just wasn't for me." This desire for narrative control and a clear protagonist role highlights Smith's approach to his craft and his brand. Another significant factor was Smith's vision for the film's emotional core. He expressed a desire for Django Unchained to be a love story rather than a pure revenge narrative. He envisioned Django as a man driven by love for his wife, believing that violence begets violence, and that love should be the ultimate driving force. This contrasts sharply with Tarantino's signature style, which often embraces violence as a narrative tool and a form of catharsis. Smith's inclination towards a more romantic, less brutal portrayal was fundamentally at odds with Tarantino's vision for the film, signaling a creative incompatibility. Furthermore, Smith revealed that the darkness inherent in the subject matter, slavery, revenge, and trauma, gave him pause, particularly concerning its potential impact on his family. He admitted to holding a family meeting to discuss the role, with his children's instincts and his own wariness guiding his decision. He had, in the past, avoided slave narratives, concerned about perpetuating negative stereotypes of Black people. This sensitivity stands in contrast to his later decision to star in Emancipation, a film about slavery that he described as emotionally and spiritually devastating to make, and which critically did not resonate as strongly or remain in the cultural zeitgeist as much as Django Unchained did. This suggests that the weight of Django might have loomed larger in his considerations. So, what if Will Smith had taken the reins as Django? How would that have reshaped the film, his career, and even Hollywood itself? Prepare yourself, because we're about to explore another side of Will Smith's recent public narrative, his clever response to a digital controversy. Will Smith's AI antics, a masterclass in PR or a digital blunder? The storm surrounding Will Smith's AI-generated concert footage has found its calm, or perhaps, its most audacious response yet. Smith, facing accusations of artificially inflating his concert crowds, has opted for a strategy that many are hailing as a brilliant PR move. He's doubled down by posting a new AI video featuring his audience as cats. This isn't just a simple apology or a quiet acknowledgement. It's a bold, humorous, and undeniably attention-grabbing tactic designed to diffuse criticism and reframe the narrative. While some might see this as a sign of a brand in crisis, others view it as a testament to Smith's understanding of modern media and his willingness to engage with public opinion in a way that's both relatable and entertaining. When a celebrity finds themselves in the crosshairs of public scrutiny, especially concerning authenticity and digital manipulation, the response can make or break their public image. Smith's decision to respond with a humorous AI-generated clip, complete with feline concertgoers, is a classic example of using humor to disarm critics and showcase a self-aware personality. The video, shared on his Instagram, shows him performing before cutting to the bizarre spectacle of cat-headed attendees. The caption, "Crowd was poppin' tonight," is a direct, playful jab at the very accusations leveled against him. This approach allows Smith to demonstrate a willingness to laugh at himself, a quality that often resonates well with the public and can mitigate the damage caused by a perceived misstep. From a branding perspective, this is a calculated risk that, if successful, can turn a negative situation into a positive demonstration of resilience and adaptability. However, not everyone is convinced that Smith's AI gambit is a complete triumph. For a significant portion of the creative community, this response doesn't go far enough in addressing the underlying issues. While the humor might win over the general public, it sidesteps a more critical concern: the increasing reliance on AI over skilled human professionals in creative fields, and the potential for major brands to be perceived as out of touch or negligent in their understanding of digital technology. The fact that obvious AI signifiers were missed or ignored in the initial concert footage suggests a gap in expertise or oversight within Smith's team. This incident, therefore, doesn't necessarily reflect positively on the advancement of AI itself, as it highlights potential pitfalls and the need for greater discernment in its application. If teams working with prominent figures are making such visible errors, it raises questions about the future integration of AI across various industries. Despite these critiques, the prevailing sentiment, particularly from a PR standpoint, is that Smith has handled the situation with remarkable finesse. His ability to acknowledge the controversy indirectly through humor and creative content demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of how to manage public perception in the digital age. It's a strategy that prioritizes brand rehabilitation through engagement rather than defensiveness. This move is likely to be remembered as a clever way to navigate a tricky situation, potentially salvaging his public image and keeping his audience engaged. The hope is that this incident serves as a learning experience, prompting a closer examination of creative processes and the responsible use of technology. For now, Will Smith appears to have turned a potential PR disaster into a viral moment, proving that sometimes the best defense is a good, albeit very strange, offense. But how does this modern-day digital drama stack up against a pivotal career decision from the past that could have reshaped Hollywood? We're about to find out as we explore one of the biggest what-ifs in film history. And that's a wrap on today's headlines. We saw Will Smith playfully address AI accusations with a cat-filled concert video, debated a massive what-if in film history with Will Smith and Django Unchained, and analyzed how celebrities are using digital tools to manage their public image. Don't miss out on any of the action. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all our social media channels for more exclusive content. We'll see you next time on Cyrus Spotlight.